Good evening to everybody. You've done the best part for me. As you said, when we meet for a launch of this nature, sometimes it looks like a very simple journey. I have had the privilege for about a month to know the inner history of Servant Leadership Network Africa. In as much as I've known George for quite so many years, but I didn't know the inside story of this Leadership Network Africa. As Ken was saying, I also had time to wonder until George gave me the history. So this history is not written by Pascal, lest I take credit which is not mine. The history of Servant Leadership Network Africa and the book My Leadership Letters date back to the first day of 2019, that is 1st January 2019. And as I've just said, in his own words, George says, a strong desire arose in his heart to share something every day about leadership with as many people as possible, specifically on servant leadership. Now, when somebody says a strong desire, we all know what that is. But when it comes to servant leadership, and after going through the history, I realize it's more than the simple desire that some of us may be talking about. The desire came with 4 specific instructions to George. Instruction 1 was to write short leadership articles every day. Second instruction was to share the articles with as many people on the WhatsApp groups that he belonged to. It means when that desire came, the desire knew that George belonged to some WhatsApp groups. Third instruction was to recognize whenever writing those articles, there was a phrase, and I quote, "When I woke up this morning, a thought came to my mind on how servant leaders ought to live." And the last instruction was to ensure that these articles go out by 4:30 a.m. That's the most difficult part of it. That by 4:30 the article should be out. Some of us might wonder what time George wakes up. You don't ask me. When you meet him, ask him. Sharing of the leadership articles every day at 4:30 went on for 40 proverbial days. 40 days. And when I talk to George, George says, I don't know if it has changed today, but the last time when I talked to him, he told me that he was still tongue-tied how it came to those 40 days on the dot. And on the 40th day, something else happened. A second desire for change arose in his heart. What I call high-ordered intuition. A question was posed to George, and I quote, "In the many groups you share these articles, don't you think that to some people it is a bore?" George had the answer of a servant in waiting. He said, and I quote, "It's very possible some like the leadership articles, while it is also possible that others could take it as a real bore." All these thoughts were in the minds of George very early in the morning, 4:30, when some of us could still be snoring. Then the final kicker came. George had instruction to form a group and circulate a link to all the previous group members announcing that the leadership articles that they used to enjoy would now be accessed only from the link that he would provide. And then another instruction said that he should let all those who had been enjoying the articles join the group for free. In short, this is how Servant Leadership Network East Africa came to being. We are not talking about Servant Leadership Africa. I'm talking about Servant Leadership Network East Africa, the mother of them all. George, if you allow me to call it that. So it was founded on February the 28th of 2019 at around 3 a.m. Something to note, immediately after the forming, there was an amazing rush of people joining the group. By evening of day one, George still remembers vividly 100 people had joined the platform. And the number grew in leaps and bounds. By 2020, the number broke the WhatsApp ceiling, that is 200 plus members had joined the group. Something worthy to note. With that growth, some founding members started shouldering the daily moderation, enabling George time to dedicate his time to writing of white papers for discussion. For those of us, or for the members of the network, Leadership Network East Africa, when I talk about white papers, they know exactly what I mean. For those who don't, my challenge to you, join the group, you know much better. In this regard, when I talk about some founding members started shouldering daily moderation, allow me to mention but a few, and I hope some of them are inside here. Kennedy Onyango, if you just lift up your hand so that they know you. There he is. Hannah Mwangi, I'm not sure if he's here. If she's here, sorry. No, she isn't. Phineas Opanga, there he is. And Cowdens Ayoti, seems not here. And then later, somebody who in this platform is known as the platform's poet is called Peter Waswa. I'm not sure if he's here. Oh, sorry. Soon, daily demands prompted formation of mentors leadership platform for decision-making purposes. As you see, the number was growing, and there became a need to have mentors, and so a platform was formed. There were 5 pillars of leadership development that were made very, very clear. 1 was purpose, 2 was visioning, 3 was values, and 4 was relationship. Now, in relationship, we add emotional intelligence. And 5 was servanthood. That is servant leadership, the reason why we are here tonight. In November 2019, I hope you don't get bored with these desires. We call them desires, I call them intuition, I ordered intuition. A desire and need to groom and consummate more leaders led to the formation of Virtual School of Leadership. So far, the school has delivered 3 6-week leadership development courses, namely the power of purpose in leadership development, 2, the power of visioning in leadership development, 3, the power of values in leadership development. Above courses were developed by first writing 6 white papers per course, followed by facilitation each course for 6 weeks. Participants graduated with Leadership Mentor Certificate thanks to instrumental leaders who developed and delivered these courses. And in this regard, again, allow me to mention Mr. Benson Oremo I'm not sure if he's here. Dr. Tobias Mkina. It seems Kennedy, you represent all of them. Kennedy's here. Again, Kennedy's here. And George himself. So with daily discussions, Monday to Friday, going on the platform, featuring the mentioned 5 pillars, it is noteworthy that 25 dedicated leadership mentors have been developed. They serve the platform almost once a month. 75 more leaders, new ones, are needed to join this leadership team. I hope we get some insight here today. The Saturday segment of Servant Leadership in Action has been a great day for any member to advertise what they do, but with a social entrepreneurship mindset, offer free services to the members. Sunday leadership nuggets have too been very, very impactful. This far, George is grateful to God for allowing him to build this amazing leadership development program along with able and excited team members. They currently look forward to graduate master leadership coaches at the end of this year, 2022. Shan't we give him a clap? I must have mentioned certain words here that are only familiar to members of the leadership network. But something I've just read, the last part of it, when they say they need 75 more new leaders. In other words, George is saying 75 new jobs. For those of us who have enjoyed these articles very early in the morning, allow me just to say one. Find time to join this program. I had a little discussion with somebody here today when I came in. He told me something strange. Strange in the good sense. How much he has developed in the last 4 years. So much to the extent that today he sits in 4 different boards. You know, when I looked at his eye when he was telling me this, I got so excited. He told me 4 years before this, he could not imagine what he sees today. Thank you so much.